Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I'm reading about a study that shows that, or supposedly shows that, having a pizza party motivates employees more than cash bonuses. I gotta point something out. Anybody who wants to hold a pizza party can do it, right? I think employees, if they really wanted to have pizza with their coworkers, they don't need the company to do this, right? I hang out with my coworkers all the time, and I think any company that does anything that's worth their salt has employees that know how to enjoy their lives a heck of a lot better than their managers do. And it's just really sad that people can think that they know how to live your life better than you do, right? And that's pretty common in American culture, right? We're told how to enjoy our work-life balance, right? We're told that if we live our lives in a certain way, that your work-life balance is more important than somebody else's, and so on. Let me point out an example that I ran into, not at the workplace, but also involving food politics, if you will. I think 2 years ago, it was during the pandemic for sure. Actually, it might have been just before the pandemic. Washington State, in its display of arrogance, decided that the best way to stop people from wasting plastic utensils at fast food places, they would hide the utensils and then you'd have to ask somebody to go get them. Sounds like a good idea, right? After all, some people do like to grab a fistful. Actually, I don't think anybody loves to grab a fistful. Some people do it out of habit, right? The better thing, the more advisable thing to do might have been to educate people about this. But they decided that, no, people are too dumb to listen to any education. So they got to hide the utensils now. Well, the problem is that it didn't work out very much for me. In fact, it caused me to waste more. I'll let you pause the video to think how this might cause a waste. It's a relatively uncommon case, but not a rarity. It turns out that I have dietary restrictions, and so if somebody's going to grab utensils for me, they need to either change their gloves or wash their hands. So you're wasting a pair of gloves at the very least. The other problem is, how do you tell an employee at a food service place, may I have a fork, please? Oh, and by the way, can you change your gloves? I'll let you pause the video to think how that might play out. Maybe you have a child that has a food allergy. Maybe you don't live in Washington State, so you might not realize this. The problem is, by the time you ask for a fork, most of these food service workers practice a lot of efficiencies. They're not going to slow down and wait for you to tell them that you have a food allergy. So you start by saying you have a food allergy. Well, they have a puzzled look on their face. Why are you telling them this, right? What's worse is if you go there with a date or with some kind of a friend or better yet a job interview, right? How do you ask that without making a scene? So what you end up doing is you ask for the fork and you hope that they have the good sense to understand that some people have food allergies. If they don't, then you say, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, but I actually have food allergies." So would you? And then you gotta hope that they understand that too. Even then, sometimes food service workers sometimes don't get all the best training in the world about this stuff. If they work in a company that doesn't want to spend time with training on this stuff, right? And it just goes to show that Washington State does not know how I enjoy my life more than I do, right? And doesn't understand all the differences in human behavior and then differences in our body chemistries. And yes, there were people who were grabbing fistfuls of forks. Address those people, right? Don't make it a blanket policy. Yes, there are people who enjoy having pizza with their coworkers. Give them the cash to do it, right? And give other people the cash to go out and have food with themselves if that's what they enjoy, right?